Hypothyroidism is defined as a clinical state of underproduction of thyroid hormone. Normally, the hormones produced by the thyroid include about 80% thyroxine, also known as T4, and to a lesser extent triiodothyronine, T3, with T4 being converted to the more active T3 at the tissues. This has many effects throughout the body, mostly acting via nuclear receptors in target tissues, and primarily affecting metabolic pathways, such as basal metabolic rate, thermogenesis, protein synthesis, lipid and carbohydrate metabolism, as well as a permissive effect on catecholamines, as it increases beta receptor expression, which can lead to increased heart rate and stroke volume. The thyroid produces these hormones in response to thyroid-stimulating hormone, TSH, which is produced by the anterior pituitary gland. TSH is released by the pituitary gland when stimulated by thyrotropin-releasing hormone, TRH, coming from the hypothalamus. This chain forms the hypothalamic pituitary thyroid axis that forms the basis of control of thyroid levels, with T3 and T4 having a negative feedback loop where they inhibit the release of TSH and TRH. Hypothyroidism can be caused by many different causes, and they are classified as primary, meaning that the cause is due to the thyroid gland itself failing to produce enough thyroid hormone, which makes up over 95% of cases. Secondary, meaning there is a disorder in the pituitary gland affecting TSH release. And tertiary, meaning a disturbance in the hypothalamus affecting release of thyrotropin-releasing hormone. Secondary and tertiary are often classified together and described as central hypothyroidism. The most common cause worldwide was iodine deficiency, and although this is still relevant in some parts of the world, it has become less prominent. In iodine-sufficient areas, autoimmune thyroiditis, previously termed Hashimoto's thyroiditis, is the most common cause of primary hypothyroidism. In this case, patients will tend to have anti-thyroid peroxidase, TPO, or anti-thyroglobulin, TTG, antibodies, which can often initially lead to thyrotoxicosis as the inflammation leads to release of stored thyroid hormone, before ultimately leading to hypothyroidism due to a reduction in thyroid hormones. Other causes can include thyroidectomy or radioactive iodine therapy for conditions such as Graves' disease or nodular goiter, as well as potentially from radiotherapy for conditions such as head and neck cancers. Drugs can also cause hypothyroidism, examples including amiodarone and lithium. Secondary or pituitary causes include pituitary adenoma or pituitary surgery or radiotherapy, and tertiary or hypothalamic causes include hypothalamic or suprasellar tumours, surgery or radiotherapy affecting hypothalamic tissue. Other central causes can include infections like syphilis or tuberculosis, as well as conditions like sarcoidosis and hemochromatosis. There are a wide range of potential symptoms, generally with a theme of slowing things down, including fatigue or weakness, cold intolerance, weight gain, thinning hair and skin, constipation, and mental health changes, particularly depression. There can also be menstrual irregularities, and other features that can be detected physically include bradycardia, slow movement and speech, and myxedema, characterized by a non-pitting edema typically in the lower legs and eyes. In rare instances, particularly in older patients, hypothyroidism can lead to a myxedema coma, characterized by hypothermia, hypotension, and hypoventilation, as well as mental status changes and diffuse non-pitting edema. This has a mortality rate of 25 to 60% and is often associated with an underlying medical illness. Bear in mind also that many patients may be asymptomatic or have non-specific symptoms. Symptoms or signs that point towards a central cause include other symptoms of pituitary disturbance, for example galactorrhea, Cushingoid appearance like moon faces or buffalo hump, hypogonadism, and in the cases of masses in the sellar region, symptoms such as bitemporal hemianopia or papilledema. Diagnosis involves laboratory tests including free T3 and T4 levels as well as TSH levels, bearing in mind that T4 is a better marker of thyroid function because it is primarily what is produced by the thyroid. Most T4 in circulation is bound to thyroid binding globulin, so we mostly measure the free T4. TSH is normally 0.4 to 4 milli-international unit per litre, free T4 is 9 to 25 picomoles per litre, and free T3 is around 3.5 to 7.8 picomoles per litre, though these ranges may vary slightly depending on the labs. In primary hypothyroidism, TSH levels will be high, while T4 levels are low. If TSH is only slightly elevated and T4 is normal, with no symptoms, this can represent a subclinical hypothyroidism. Central hypothyroidism will demonstrate low levels of T4 and TSH levels that are typically low or normal. Antibody testing can include TTG and TPO as we mentioned, which, although are not needed to diagnose hypothyroidism, do help distinguish autoimmune causes. Additional tests include full blood count, as anemia can commonly cause some of the symptoms, but can also be the result of hypothyroidism. And blood glucose and HbA1c are useful as autoimmune thyroiditis is associated with other autoimmune conditions such as type 1 diabetes. Levels of other hormones may be tested if a central cause is suspected, such as adrenocorticotropic hormone, gonadotropins like FSH and LH, and prolactin. Imaging is indicated if a central cause is suspected, which can include MRI imaging most commonly. Treatment of primary hypothyroidism involves replacement of T4 through a synthetic form of thyroxine, for example levothyroxine. Treatment is recommended in all those with symptoms, and there is some debate also for people with subclinical hypothyroidism to start treatment as well. In some people, it is recommended to start at lower doses, particularly those with cardiovascular disease such as coronary artery disease, as there is potential to exacerbate angina symptoms, as well as those over 65 years of age and those who have subclinical hypothyroidism. Response to treatment is measured by clinical response as well as chemically, looking at TSH levels, with normalization being the goal. Levothyroxine has a half-life of 1 week, therefore repeating TSH levels is done usually at 4 to 6 weeks after dose changes and at 12 months thereafter once stabilized. In central causes, the focus also includes replacement of thyroid hormone as well as any other insufficiencies, particularly adrenal insufficiency, with agents such as hydrocortisone or prednisolone. Pituitary prolactin secreting tumours may be responsive to medical therapies like somatostatin analogues like octreotide or dopaminergic agents like cabergoline, whereas non-secreting tumours may have surgical or radiotherapy options.